Welcome home, people. Welcome home, church. Come on. Say welcome home to your neighbor. Look at your neighbor on both sides and say welcome home. It's a good guy. You know, last Sunday, we're about to get started here, so let's do what we usually do here at church on Sunday morning. Hand over your heart. Come on, make this a prayer. Lord, you can repeat it. Lord, give me eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to receive all the good things you have for me today. Amen. Now look at your neighbor on both sides and say, for you too. For you too. Say it like you mean it. Amen. Listen, last week I preached on seeing God's glory. And guess what? God's glory was there, right? Remember I said, you ever have a wow moment? Like a woo! We have a bunch of those moments. And so with that being said, I'm turning this over to the youth. They're going to lead our services today. They're going to share some testimony. There's power in our testimony. We're going to share that with you guys this morning. God bless you. Here they go.
Hey, welcome. How we doing, City Church? I'm gonna do my share right now. It's fine. I'm gonna turn it off. Here in a minute. Everybody stand up. It's Sunday morning. Are we excited?
Yeah,
excited. Charity, you about ready up there?
I'm ready.
I'm
We were so blessed this week. We sent the pretty much students down to play, and they were told they couldn't play the song. And I'm not here to put the camp on blast for them. But they picked another song and God was so good anyways. But they were a little sad because this song speaks to this body, speaks to these children so much. I hope, this is my prayer, that He's doing the same thing for all He does for us. We're going to do this one more time. Just the piano and all the voices. Grab it this morning, man. God is here. The glory of God is here. And we're asking today, don't leave here without Him.
Overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
Girls, we got them up here to 3 as they're making their way up here. Jerry, can you pray for us?
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, just thank you for bringing all of us here today, God. And I thank you for the youth group, God. And I thank you for that camp that they got to experience you, God. I pray that you just won't let them forget that experience and just let them carry out and share that experience with the whole world, God. Just let us all just show your greatness to this dark world, Lord, and let your light just shine. Praise in Christ's name. Amen.
Y'all can be seated here this morning.
I can't find my way. Night is calling.
So this comes to the part of the service where these are 2 new songs that these kids and myself have learned this week. And they're new. So we understand that you're not going to know them as well as we do. But I've said all week to these kids that you can worship once we get back to our church just like you worship here.
Amen.
It doesn't have to be a change. Last year it was said, don't go home and say, I can't worship to this. I can't worship to this piano. I can't worship to this organ. I can't worship to this. Let that not be said, because there's no style problem. Let it not be said, whether you be this tall, here on the age spectrum, here on the age spectrum. Worship God today. No matter what song. As soon as you grab the song, these songs, please sing them with us. Please encourage these students that they can carry on, that camp didn't have to end last Friday at noon. That feeling can keep going.
Thank Silence fear, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus.
Sing that with us, church.
Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. You silence fear, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus.
This was the song they played for invitation. This was the invitation song every week we came. And we'll get into all that later, but let's just say, suffice to say, God was there. And decisions were made within this group, and so many students there. So, y'all ready?
The highest King would welcome me.
Guys, y'all can sit down. Y'all are good.
This past week, to say that God was there was an understatement. You wish it was Pastor, you're fine. When we got down there, we had many adults, we had many students. We had,
Let's pull it out. There you go.
we had a number of students there, 36 of us all together. And I've never seen God move the way he moved this past week. There were rededications, there were salvations, surrenders to ministry. I don't want to throw it out, they kind of got mixed up. Salvation for Greg, salvation for Haley, salvation for Joshua, salvation for Drake,
Yeah!
salvation for Michaela, call to ministry for Shelby,
Yeah!
call to ministry for Caleb,
Yeah!
call to ministry for Miranda, call to ministry for Kayla, call recommitment for Lexi,
Yeah!
recommitment for Jaden, recommitment for Shelby, recommitment for Kendall, surrender to the ministry for Aaron. And we had one adult go down to surrender to the ministry, and nobody would pray with him. He was too old. And I was so blessed that they didn't. Because our church finally got to welcome Lonnie Poteet to the ministry. Monday night there wasn't an invitation. Tuesday night there was. And the song that they just sang, we sang that song. And Philippians 1:6 was the camp for this week, the verse this week. And on Monday evening, part of the scripture was, maybe the scripture is for you. Maybe it's not yours to claim yet. And maybe it will not be yours to claim this week. During the invitation on Tuesday night, that song didn't speak to me at all. Wednesday night, I spent most of the service time praying for these kids by name. And that song spoke to me that night. And God touched me. I'm free. I've carried burdens for the last 15 years that I'm free from. During the message Wednesday night, I'm not sure what Ed was talking about. God was working in me. And just to read you real briefly the notes that I took tonight. I must be serious about my faith. To share with my family, I must live what I proclaim. I must lead by example. I need to check myself and any negativity that comes up in me. I must learn to give it to God. I'm not perfect. When I fall down, I always get up again. Christ is greater than any of my trials and tribulations.
Amen.
I'm not sure if Ed spoke about that or not that night, but I know that God had on my heart. As I give these students a chance to come here and share what they ministered to, listen how God moved this week. So who wants to go first? Don't let me call on you.
Come on. Come on, Kendall.
So I called that. I knew he was going to call me. Always picks on me. So in 2015, before 2015, I don't even know that I believed in God because I had this terrible group of friends who told me that that was wrong and that, like you shouldn't believe in that and that, who could believe in that sort of thing? This is insane, it's impossible. And then one of my really close friends that I met outside of school, she invited me to a church camp and I was saved in 2015, which was probably the best experience of my entire life, and I will never forget exactly what happened, how I felt and everything. Sorry, I'm out of breath and nervous. And then I went for a while, living through God, studying praying His Word. I think that I was really living for God as my like I should have been doing. And then last year, Ricky invited me to Falls Creek with the church, and I started to ministry, knowing that that's what I want to do because I love to sing. I like to schedule that, yeah. This year I came again, obviously, because I'm in love with this church and everyone in it. So I got to watch all of my friends go down and make decisions that I knew were completely life-changing because I went through it and I got to experience it myself. And that was probably what told me that. Woo!
You got this, Kendall.
So Tuesday and Wednesday night, they did the call, the call of salvation, come down and everything. And I felt like there was this huge burden on my heart because this past year was a really rough year for me. It was a new school, new friends. It was just really rough for me, and I think that I fell off from my journey or my path that God has led me down. And so, I've been told that I'm a really big leader within the youth group. And so I didn't want anyone to because I go to church and I felt like I was a completely different person on Wednesdays than I was outside of church. And so I felt all these people were going to see me walk down there and just completely judge me and be like, wow, we thought Kendall was a completely different person. And that's what made me just sit there and I didn't know what to do. And I cried every night because I was so scared. Because I didn't want anyone to see that. I didn't want anyone to think that I was lying to them or, being a completely different person, which I was. And then finally, Thursday night, I just stood up. I didn't even know I was moving until I'm halfway down the aisle and I'm like, oh, I'm walking. And yeah, so I was like, oh, what's happening? I'm moving. So I get down there and I'm just crying. I didn't even know what to think. I didn't know what to do. I'm just bawling at this point. I'm on the ground. And I started talking, or whenever they were done, they had their sponsors lift up their arms and they had this yellow bracelet. So if you saw the bracelets, then to pick a sponsor and they would go talk to you. And so this girl found me and she was like, hey, come sit with me. And so I did. And I didn't even know what to say. I was just bawling. I'm just sitting here, she's just staring at me what is this girl doing? She was scared. She was I don't know what's happening. And I'm just laying there bawling on the seat. And I was I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what to do. I just know that I have this huge burden on my heart. And I don't know what to do about it. And I told her everything. I told her that I was saved in 2015 and last year I started into ministry. And I told her about how I think I had fallen off so much from my path. And she told me that she thinks that God was laying on my heart that I needed to rededicate. So that's what I did. So yeah, I rededicated Thursday night. I also want to say, that was amazing. I also want to say that a big part of that was charity. You all know charity. Every single one of you. Charity is by far the most loving and trustworthy person I have ever met. And she's someone who I can talk to about absolutely anything. And she is someone who I really thought about when I was down there because I look up to her so much, and you all know who Charity is. You all know that she is by far the most amazing person you will ever meet. So yeah, we all love Charity. So thank you to Charity, and thank you to everyone in the youth group who supported me and was there for me, even whenever I didn't think that I even needed anything. I didn't think that I was even worthy enough for God's love at this point. But so thank you to every youth group, and thank you to Charity and Ricky and everyone. So on the first night, I lost my voice to the worship because I wanted to. I cried because I heard Jared screaming and worshiping. And the reason why I cried is because he only got to come for a day last year. And I started crying because all I could hear him was right behind me just screaming and jumping up and down, and like, it made me really happy. And then as the week went on, I was just watching every girl like kind of be antisocial. And then there was one night where, like, because some of us decided to get dressed up for like nighttime worship. And then, so we did, and then some of the girls that you never would have thought will get dressed up like that. Like that. Did, and it was amazing. It was great. And there was one point where everyone got dressed up. All you see is people running around like doing hair and like other things that normal people would not do. And next thing you know, everyone's like, "Can I have a dress? Like, where's the dress?" And then we just kept handing out dresses and handing out shoes. And thank God I did not leave my shoe suitcase in my car because I almost did. And then Aaron said something. So kudos to Aaron, wherever you are. I cannot find you. You're like 6'2". There you are. 6'2". Found you. He said, I heard this from Charity, but he told Charity because some of us were crying because like we weren't confident and stuff. And some of us were crying, and Aaron said, "It's just clothes." And I don't know why, but when Charity told us that, she came in the room and started like taking the dress off and was like, Aaron said it's just clothes, and it's just clothes, so it's going to make us cry, and let's not wear them. And then we all managed to keep them on. I wore something dressy, but it was all good. And when we walked down, you never would have thought this, but I was not even like, you would have thought this. I wasn't in a good mood, but you would have never thought that the preacher started preaching about confidence. And none of us knew what he was going to be preaching about. So I was just like crying the majority of it. And Kendall came up and talked to me. I didn't want to talk about the situation. I did want to talk to her, so I'm sorry. And I felt goosebumps, like Jesus bumps, if you want to call them Jesus bumps, all over my body, like on my legs, and it was pretty warm in there, and you're like crammed next to people. So I get them, and then I get them again, and then I get them again, and then as I start seeing like everyone walk down, like I forgot who will walk down that day. And Joshua was one of them. He walked down, that made me cry. And then everyone else, now he sees everyone's hands up, everyone's swaying back and forth, and then there's that one song that came on, and it spoke to our whole entire church. And we were all standing up, and we were all had our arms up, swaying back and forth, holding each other's hands. And then I felt him like 4 more times. And then Kayla, we spoke to each other at the same time, asking each other if they wanted to go down with us. So we ended up going down together, but we had to separate because we both got called down. I got called into like ministry, and I've been thinking about it for a long time because last year I got recommitted, and I came home to my like recommitted like packet that they gave you on my bed, which was very strange. I don't remember putting it there, and it was just because you feel it and you can't describe it. So if someone's like, "Oh, what do I feel to go up there?" You can't describe it. It's kind of just like a personal feeling. Like you might feel getting nudged, but you're not getting nudged. You might get Jesus bumps, but no one gives them to you. And then they have like these lights up there when they're singing, and then they'll like beam at a certain section, and it just kind of looks like, like when someone's like a light is in front of you and you're like walking into it, kind of like in the movies about God, like you're walking through the light. And so I went with Kayla, my best friend, who's right here, and I saw Caleb right behind us, and then I was just really happy that everyone got to experience it. And sorry. And I don't mind losing my voice over worshiping God. So I just want to thank everyone for letting me doll them up. I love that so much. I love it so much, especially KK. There you are. I love that so much, and it was amazing. So thank you.
But this was my first year going to camp, which was amazing. And And like I had never worshipped that hard with people before. Like, whew. The first night was the night that I just bawled, and I felt relieved because before I had felt unworthy and I felt unloved because there was so much going on, and it, a little worse afterwards, but it's fine now. So I just start crying because then, like, the song we sang, like, we have been set free, and it's so good. And the third night, I think, I was rededicated because, like, I was saved a few months ago, and, like, recently it had gotten so bad that I hadn't even prayed in so long, and I had fell off the wagon, and so then I get rededicated, and then I go the next night and I dedicate myself to ministry because the whole week I thought about missions and how I wanted to spread the word of God and how big God was and how small we were and how people didn't even know about him and we could spread the word. And so I dedicated myself to ministry, which I'm really proud of, so. Yes, and camp is amazing, and you should all go, so. Every single day.
Finally went to camp. I've always wanted to go, but I've never had time, and I used to never love coming to church. Before I went to Greenbrier, I went to another church, and I just didn't feel like I was in the place of God, and I didn't, I was mean to a lot of people. I wasn't very nice, and I didn't have the love that I wanted, that a lot of people did, and I did get jealous. I did get really jealous. But after I left that church, Kendall brought me to Greenbrier, and when I walked in Greenbrier, I saw how close this family, like we're all just like family. All of us were family, and I saw how close it was and how impacted and sweet everyone was. And that's when I knew I wanted to be a part of this church. I started coming to this church, and I've never felt so loved by people here, ever. I've been prayed for a lot. I have changed myself completely. My whole personality, my self-esteem has changed so much. I even call some of y'all my family. Like I call you mom, I call Joshua dad, I call Sherry my grandma. It's just But going to camp, I have never felt this good anywhere. I don't want to leave. It was so amazing, and I've never cried so much in my entire life. When I started worshiping, putting my hands up in the air and screaming, I didn't even care if I sounded good. I just started screaming, and I was bawling my eyes out, and that's when I knew, I didn't feel either, and I started walking down there, and I was being saved, I was going to get saved, and the girl sat me down, and she hugged me, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I said yes, and I just was very nervous, and I didn't know if the exact words, so Miranda was sitting next to me, helping me, because I didn't really know. And she read out the booklet and everything, and after all the questions and everything, she hugged me, and then they prayed for me. I prayed for the first time ever. I've never actually prayed before, which was very hard for me, but I did it. So
leaving camp, I think, was really hard because I got so close to so many people. I got close to Shelby a lot. I got closer to Kayla and Bray and everyone else. And getting all dolled up just because you want to feel good with Miranda helping and everyone else was just awesome. And all the worshiping. And I'm a hugger person, so I'm sorry if I hug anyone too much. But I just want to say that whoever is doubting wanting to go to church camp next year or is not in the Word of God, I do think that even if you're not in the Word of God right now, that it will be an amazing experience to go to church camp next year. So.
Baptized and all that, and then I stopped going for a while, and I went to church, but I never really got into it, if you know what I mean, yeah. And then the first night at church camp, I never put my hands up and prayed and stuff, and then the first night I saw Miranda, her hands were up in the air screaming, and so I was like, okay, and then I got into the music, I was just screaming, and I sounded terrible. I was sitting next to Bray and Becca, and they're all singing low, I'm screaming the words, and then I was when I first got to church camp, I was like, yeah, it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to get close to God. But, I really did. And the first night, I went down there with Haley and Jaden because they were both crying. And I was like, okay, I'll go down there with you. And then Ed was, talking about something. I can't remember. But, he was talking about something. I was like, I need to rededicate my life. I got off the path so much that I need to recommit my life to Jesus. And so I did, and I cried so much that night. I don't even know. I had just black running down my face. It was just amazing. And then the next day, I went down there with Bray, because Bray was anyways. And I went down there with Bray, and it just moved me how I can't even think of the words. Anyways. Off that topic, I got dressed up that night, and I never get dressed up. Ask my dad right there, I never wear dresses. And I did, and Miranda curled my hair, and Tindall braided my hair, and I was just like, okay, that's cool. And I met a lot of new people. When I first met Kendall, I was like, oh, she's a lot taller than me. I met everybody playing 9 square, and I was just like, oh my goodness. And then, I met all of them. I'm like, guys, this is family right here. Every night in the cabin, we would just scream, I love you guys, and you just go down the row of everybody in the cabin. And it was just great. And then I think it was Wednesday night. I was in the room with Charity. Nobody else was in there. And I was talking to Charity. I was like, Charity, I think God's trying to tell me I need to go into ministry. She goes, well, why do you think that? I was like, I don't know. Just tonight's service just brought me closer to Him, and I feel like He's calling me to be a youth minister. She's like, okay, well, do you want to pray about it? I go, yeah, I do. And then so we prayed about it, and I just started crying and crying. And Charity just sitting there hugging me. I'm like, oh my goodness. And so Charity was a big help while I was at camp. She was an older sister to me. And also Jared. I hated Jared at the beginning. Exactly. Jared just got on my nerves or whatever. And then I think it was Tuesday. We were both sitting there. We were both talking about volleyball. And we were like, yeah, we're going to double team it. And you can be the front row striker, and I'll just be the back row person, whatever. And he's like, yeah. And then, we kind of made up an elbow shake or whatever. And me and Jared were just best friends the rest of the trip. And then the last morning service I went to, it was Friday morning. And Jared was like, Lexi, save me a seat. I was like, okay, I'll save you a seat. And so he was sitting next to me, and we both had our hands up. And he just grabbed my hand. I was like, oh my goodness. And just some tears started rolling. So, yeah. It was just a great experience. But thank you, Jared. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Ricky. You're a big yeah.
Joshua!
passed away that night, and that whole last week was really bad for me. And then Thursday night, I didn't think anything of it because I was sitting next to Jared, and Jared just always picks on me. And then I thought he pushed me, and I look over and I was like, really, Jared? And he was singing away. And then it happened again, and I put the pieces together like, oh, okay. And then I went down there, and then I started crying, and I don't know why. And people that know me, I never cry. And I was like, oh God, what am I doing? Am I sweating? Am I crying? Or is it both? It's probably both. And then I got saved Thursday night. So.
Y'all got to come up here too. Both go.
Well, hello everyone. I'm fairly certain everyone here knows me. It'd be a little hard if you didn't. What's your name? It's Alyssa. Thank you for asking. So, the first time I went to camp was when I was in high school. It was kind of a unique thing of how I got down there. I went and took a Latin class to learn to speak Latin, a dead language that I took on a whim because it sounded fun, and became friends with my teacher's sons who lived in Stephenville, who took me down there to hang out with their friends in their homeschool co-op down there, who invited me to go to Falls Creek with them that summer to their summer camp. And that's how I went, and you really can't describe what it's like at Falls Creek because you are in probably the biggest crowd of teenagers you've seen in your life. Like, it holds 5,000 kids, 5,000 in one single room, all praising and worshiping God Almighty. And it is the most amazing experience. Like, I do not think it's possible to go there and not feel something. Even the hardest hearts get weakened in there. And so I came back, and my dad, he says this every time it comes up. He said, you were just different when you came back because you are different. God changes you while you're there, and He draws you closer to Him. And so I literally told Dad, I was like, Dad, this place is awesome. We gotta go. We gotta get our church to join with their church so that we can go. Because back then I think we only had about 2 people in the youth, something like that. And so I went again with them next year, and Dad was like, yeah, good job, that's great stuff. So I'm not exactly sure how it came about, but last summer we just decided we were going to bring everyone to camp. And we went down there with something like 18 kids, even though we only had about 4 people who regularly came. So back then I was thrilled. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, where did all these guys come from? They've been hiding? And everyone who went knew that that's where we were supposed to be. We had a lot of people make decisions last year too. And I watched them over the course of a week bond and become a family. And I've seen a lot of them continue that. Like, I've seen a lot of bonds grow from that. And this year, whole nother ballgame. Whole nother ballgame. We doubled our group again this year, which is awesome. We're gonna get to the big cabin that holds 300. So, guys, I'm so proud of all of you watching y'all. I saw a lot of people lift each other up because there was a lot of ups and downs throughout the week, and I saw a lot of people step up and become leaders in the group and encourage others and draw them in and make sure that those who weren't as outgoing were included and drawn in. And I'm just so proud of all of you and to see the Spirit working in all of you, and I can't wait to see how far we go.
That's Marshall.
So I can't add much more than what you've already heard because it was amazing, guys. It really was. Just watching the kids come to the youth camp as just normal teenagers. That's what they were. And they had their own cliques, they had their own groups. Some of them were too cool to get out and worship. Some of them were too shy to get out and worship, too low self-esteem. And watching the change throughout the week is just the best thing imaginable in camp. Watching everybody just let go, watching them stop caring what each other is thinking about each other, and realize that we're all here for one purpose, and to just go crazy and worship God. When I remember the first night, I'm just in there, like Brandon was saying, just screaming as loud as I can, let them know it's okay. And then by the end of the week, they're starting their own. They're raising each other up. They're starting, just walking back and forth, holding each other's shoulders. It was just beautiful watching them become a youth group. Because that's what it's all about. And I saw kids who would start out the week just frowning and not that they were upset, but just because that's just how they were. And by the end of the week, I saw the most genuine smiles from all of them. And it was such a good week, guys. I'm so proud of all of you. Every single one of you.
Hi guys. I'm Charity, or Mom, I guess. I'm not really good at this. So I'm used to my kids. I usually get smacked. I saw a lot of good things this week.
And a couple of you have held me while I cried. A couple of you I have held while I cried. There's been lots of tears. That's actually right. I think one of the best things that happened was probably Thursday night. It started out as one of the worst nights. The last night. And I was like, well, why is this going to go down like this? This is supposed to be a good night. We had our little issues all throughout the week, but this one seemed like the biggest one because my biggest issue with God is I want to be in control. And I was like, well, I can fix this. I got this. This is teenage girls. I've done teenage girls before. I've got this. And this is the one I couldn't fix. This is the one that basically brought me into my youth. That brought me to the realization that this wasn't me. And I got my foot stung by a bee that same night. So like I was in a lot of pain too. Yeah, I stepped on me and it stung me. Anyway, it's just cool. That's another story. But this is the one where I couldn't encourage these girls to show them what they needed to see. It was something that they had to find themselves now, and it wasn't a me thing. It was a God thing. And I went out there, we were worshiping. I couldn't quit crying. I was having my issues, Lexi and Melissa. I don't know where you're at. But they really helped me through this. I was mad. I was like, this has got to be easy. There's something missing here. And I was like, me and Lexi, she had asked me to do quiet time this morning. And we had talked about not giving it to God. Not letting God handle the situation. And when I went out there and I prayed, I was like, what am I missing here? What am I missing here? And I got like, right in it. It's like, oh, here's my beating from God, guys. But God showed me that when I let that go, that need to try to fix it myself, that I can show these kids that they can do the same thing. Because if I struggle with it, one of them, or maybe none of them, maybe I'm crazy. I'm pretty sure they struggle with it too. And that's a little something I learned this week from all of you.
Yeah, hi, I'm Brent. Most of y'all already know me. Some of y'all don't. I mean, the kids' parents. I don't have much to say other than watching the change in the kids is amazing. Watching the change in Josh was amazing. He reminds me a lot of me, actually. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just amazing. And that's all I got to say about that.
Lucas, go! Go, Lucas!
Hey, now.
Alright, you guys, I wasn't going to come up here today because I didn't really know what to say, but everyone's talking about how God worked in their life this last week, and I just wanted to chime in a little bit. In all these pictures, there's only like 3 of me because I would not take any pictures at camp because I didn't want to take any. And I've just been really hard on myself, like for a while now. And I haven't really been turning to God to deal with that. Sorry, I'm like shaking and stuff. But the Tuesday night after service, me, Becca, and Bray, Aaron and Caleb did our song for all of Falls Creek after service, basically. And I thought that I messed up really bad. Like, I was really hard on myself after that. And I was just talking with Alyssa, and she was talking about how you have to you have to think that you can't just be down on yourself all the time. And I was thinking about how I haven't really turned to God to deal with any of that stuff. But this week, I felt myself grow with God so much more and talk with Him and give that to Him. And I'm still struggling with it, obviously, but it's just nice to get that weight off your shoulders. And I just saw so many people's lives change at camp, not even just in our own church, but in so many other people's lives. And it not only was it fun, but everyone got what they needed. We all heard the same services and everything, but we all got something different out of it for our own reasons. My favorite sermon was the first service. He talked about being okay with who you are and stuff. Well, at least that's what I got out of it. And I don't know. I want to come up here and talk about it. So yeah, that's how.
Getting to watch our youth grow with God, learn about God, surrender their life to God, be it a salvation, a surrender to music, ministry, whatever it was, it is a powerful thing to get to see. And in my opinion, getting to go with our youth to Falls Creek is the best vacation one can take. Some of us have a vacation to go. Each one of the kids has touched my heart, and all I've got to say is to keep walking in the faith, keep your head held high, and pray about it.
She's the best cook ever.
This is the camp cook here, okay?
Okay, guys. I had a wonderful camp. Like we said, we had our ups and we had our downs, but we ended up with ups. It's just amazing what God did. I had probably my favorite three things that happened to me. The first was Michaela coming down and grabbing me and saying, "Miss Rhonda, I got saved tonight." She says, that burden just left me. And I said, "Well, praise God." Well, then the next one was Josh coming in and said, "Your boy got saved tonight." And I said, "Oh, thank you, Jesus." He needed it, Lord. And then to get to see Haley, she's not here today. Haley was the sweetest little girl you ever saw. Haley, you could see, was struggling from the very beginning. She was like a broken little bird. And she tried to go down each night and called to get saved, and she just couldn't do it. She just couldn't do it. Then the last night, she made it down. And that child blossomed. She started smiling, and she's always looked like you were going to beat her. But after that, she was just happy. And those moments are the ones I treasure. It was a lot of work cooking for all these kids, but it was worth every minute of it. And I just thank God.
So we're going to wrap this up here. It was a wonderful week. I stood right here in this pulpit last week, and I preached on the glory of God, which is essentially the presence of God. And I can tell you that we all experience God's glory. Amen? Would y'all say that's an accurate statement? Amen. All the tears and changed hearts and dedications and recommitments and salvations is evidence of God's glory. When He invades your presence, I heard how many cried besides your pastor? Practically everyone did. There's nothing wrong with crying, okay? I know that's not cool. But there's nothing wrong with crying. Or sweating. Yeah, right. Well, listen, I just have one thing I want to tell you guys, and I took